What is up, you fucks? We are back with another edition of the Doom Scrollcast. It's me, your boy, Lord Botha. And if you do not know what this show is about, you're like, who the fuck is this chubby, balding bastard on my screen right now? Let me explain. This is a show where we cover pop culture topics, whether that is movie news, TV news, or especially gaming news. And we got several stories to cover today. And then after we cover those stories, those specific topics that I want to get into, we are going to go on to what I call the Doom Scroll. And the Doom Scroll is basically where I just open Twitter, I open X, and we just raw dog X, okay? We just scroll through X. I've not come across anything yet that has gotten me any trouble on X, except like 2 weeks ago, I had a trailer for a rom-com, a shitty rom-com, playing in the background on small screen, not even put up, no volume or anything, and I got copyright blocked for that. Like, full blocked everywhere. That's never happened to me before. I've gotten blocked in like Russia and Belarus before. I didn't give a fuck. So, I just roll with it. But that time, it's the weirdest thing. Never happened before. It was weird. Anyway, we got several topics that I want to get into today. We are going to be covering Sebastian Stan and the Batman Part 2 because there's more news come out from that. We got Lanterns. First episode of Lanterns came out and people have thoughts. The internet has had a reaction. Spoiler alert, it's not positive, but we kind of thought that was coming. There's a general negativity around James Gunn's DCU, which it's called the DCU, but I'm calling it the dying universe right now. It's the dying universe. And we have we're also going to talk about GTA leaks because there was GTA leaks. I'm not going to show you any of those leaks because I will immediately get taken down. They are video game companies. Listen, barring Nintendo in general, there are, or WWE. So it's like WWE, like probably like NFL, like sports and all that on actual syndicated television networks. Then they're like Nintendo for anything. And then it's like video game companies, like the studios and publishers. They will hit you immediately for showing any of their leaked content. And we are going to cover those leaks, though. And we also have some news that Ryse Son of Rome 2 might actually be happening. It was a meme. It was a meme that we joked about, but it might actually be happening. And then we're going to talk about Star Wars Starfighter because it's basically Disney Star Wars Last Hope. You know, we had Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope, right? Well, this is Star Wars side story, Our Only Hope, or Our Last Hope. That's all we got. So we're going to talk about all that, and then we're going to get into the Doom Scroll. Jack of all casuals in the chat. Hello, sir. Hope you're having a good night. Nah. He's lying. Doom scrolling is him scrolling for Doomsday News. Listen, I don't have to scroll that hard for Doomsday News, okay? By the way, they put out a new trailer for Doomsday. Not complete dog shit. Actually looked okay. It should have been the first trailer. Also, Robert Downey Jr. can't even tell that he's Doom because he does the voice and you don't know it's him. And it's Peter Dinklage British accent. It's Hugh Laurie's American accent level of like good, where if you didn't know that was his voice, that wasn't his voice, you just assume that's naturally how he talks. Like, it's pretty good. And the way they introduced Doom like he was basically a Dragon Ball villain. Like, that's how overpowered this motherfucker seems. And I enjoyed it. I liked it. I thought it was really good. James Gunn's DC EU is Universal Dark Universe 2.0. May last, but outcome is the same. Listen, I think that best case scenario for James Gunn's universe, he is out after Man of Tomorrow, and Saffron is also out. The deal with Warner Brothers and Paramount goes through. And when that happens, maybe best case scenario for his universe, they bring someone in to take it over, and then they actually start writing stories that aren't dog shit. And they completely sort of like hide Supergirl or retcon her personality or just change actresses, have a clean, I don't know. Have Superman slip through a different universe? I don't know. Do something. Because David Cornsweet as Superman is fine. He does a good job. He's a little boo on the eyes. Little boo. Little Brittany Venti-ish on the eyes. If you know, you know. But other than that, I think he's good as Superman. I think he's decent. I think actually, if you watch some of the interviews with him and some of the things he said, he gets Superman way more than James Gunn gets Superman. And if he was just left to be Superman, he'd probably do a good job. Third DCU, will it be run by a mustache man? I mean, does Vince McMahon still have a mustache? Do you imagine a DC universe ran by Vince McMahon? Can we also acknowledge that if Vince McMahon grew out his mustache, like he would look like Jonah Jameson, like a very aging Jonah Jameson at this point? That would probably be wild. It'd be better writing than what they have now, or what WWE has right now. So, the third iteration of DCU, I guess, could work, but again, I've always been of the opinion the best thing for DC after the merger would be that they just scrap the entire live action bullshit and they just go to cartoon purgatory for like a good decade, stay there, build a whole new generation of fans, and then try to do live action again. Think of like what Nintendo did with like movies, right? Nintendo made the Super Mario Brothers live action movie. It was ass. Everybody laughed at it. Did terrible. They thought it completely damaged their brand. It really didn't. And then Nintendo was like, we are not going fucking near movies ever again. And they did that for about 10 to 20 years. And now you got Super Mario franchise movies, which I don't think are actually good movies. I think they're fun. I think the first one is better than the second one, story-wise. But their stories are kind of dog shit. And I think Nintendo, in terms of the Mario franchise's movies, is afraid to do anything narrative-wise because the game is not heavy on narrative in the first place. So if they put a narrative into the movies beyond just sort of what they basic have, then the games have to reflect that narrative. It puts that expectation on there. I think they're scared of that. And they like the flexibility of the games and there not being such a tight narrative other than sort of the basics of the game. And I think that's why they flood also the movies with a bunch of cameos and a bunch of recognize that nostalgia. And they're just afraid to go away from that, and they're using that as a crutch to come up with actually good stories. I think they could do better, especially they could do better a second movie. But what do I know? I mean, I said that, listen, every movie's success is based upon the success of the previous one, right? Once the first one comes out, it does well. We knew the first Super Mario movie was going to do well. The question was the second one going to do well based upon how well the first one did? It did. So now the question is, based upon how well the second movie did, how well is the third movie going to do? I think it's going to do giant numbers. I think Nintendo as a movie franchise is just going to like they're just going to do giant numbers. Zelda's going to do giant numbers. It really is. And especially since they're being very faithful, from what it seems, to the characters of the game. There's no fucking Hunter Schafer as Zelda. That fucking shit. Which, by the way, you're seeing Hunter Schafer being pushed as Mystique again. I don't know where this is going. Like, every so often, we see, like, hey, this character sort of looks like Hunter Schafer. Or this character looks feminine, but could also have a dick. So, Hunter Schafer. You need a poster or some shit in the background? Listen, X-Wing. First of all, X-Wing 5 is a celebrity. I don't know what he's doing in my chat. Nice to see you, though, sir. Listen. There was a point where there was no desk or there was no bookshelf back there. I've added a bookshelf, okay? I'm making improvements. You don't know how many audio problems I've had on these streams. The audio's been fucking terrible. I'm having improvement. I do actually have a green screen that I have still not set up yet because I've not made time. I've gone full Benology. I just haven't made time to actually improve my stream. But I will get there. Eventually. Just proud of you for hitting go on the camera and doing it. Keep it up. Thank you, sir. Thank you. We're going to try, okay? We're always going to try. And I'm trying to get better. I'm trying to speak. I'm not the best at extemporaneous speaking, just, like going on and on. But I'm just going to go for it. Glad to see you here, though. Jack of all casuals is also here. They should be rerunning old cartoon TV shows 24/7. Yeah, I mean, they should try to do it. Like, the fact that they aren't trying to push, like, old school Batman, like the original 90s series of Batman, is kind of wild. And, like, they're trying to do the new shows and stuff like that. I don't know. By the way, if new DC, like, animated wise, is going to be of the quality that we're getting from that, like, DC Universe show or that new Batman show that has female fucking penguin in it or trans penguin, whatever the fuck that penguin is, I'm not so sure about it. I'm not so sure about that. The Alphabet Mafia is trying to do their PR bullshit. Yeah, they are. They're trying to will Hunter Schafer because anytime Hunter Schafer, like, this character looks feminine but could also have a dick. They try to put, like, Hunter Schafer out there. Hold on, I gotta fix my camera because my camera is doing auto zoom. Here's the thing. Here's one of the problems, is that my camera, for whatever reason, I don't know why, always does auto zoom. I have auto zoom turned off, but it adds it already. So I have to open up my video configurations, toggle auto zoom on, click OK, then toggle it off again, click OK, apply, and then it works fine. But other than that, it's always just like with the blurs. So, dude, your camera is fine, legit. Oh, yeah, I know, but it will happen. I'll bob my head and then it will just. But thanks. Honestly, it's probably for the best. I'm an ugly fuck anyway, so. Accidentally muting yourself halfway stream is still wild. Listen, man, I've done entire gaming streams muted. There was one time I did an entire like stream of Ninja Gaiden like 2 muted. And listen, what I'm most angry about is nobody was chatting, but motherfuckers came in and viewed the stream for more than a minute. And I'm not just sitting there like all the time. And nobody said anything. They just let me sit there like, say something. Anyway. But at the end of the day, it's on me. I fucked up. It's AI. They're already taking over. Audio is crispy as fuck too. Listen, man. I'm doing the best I can with the shitty like USB. Listen, I was listening to. However, I will say this. I was watching the quartering Alex Jones debate, and I have to say, how can this dude with supposedly millions of subscribers have shittier audio than me? Like, how can he have a shittier mic than me? I'm using a Blue Yeti like USB mic. That's it. How can you have shittier audio than me? You've been doing this for years, and you have millions of subscribers. Come on, man. Come on.
Hiya.
What are we doing? Gotta hit a flight back to the U.S. tomorrow morning, so I got a jet. Keep going, brother. You have the brain and the tongue to do so. Well, thank you, X-Wing. I really appreciate it, man. X-Wing, he's a celebrity in chat. Nice to see you, man. Have a safe flight back. Worldwide traveler for his job, X-Wing. All right. Man, he came onto my stream. He complimented me. I can't talk shit on him in the chat anymore now. Fuck. Just kidding. I won't do that. I actually really like X-Wing. Okay. So, topics. Crispy, crunchy, crackly topics. What the okay, here we go. You ever forget that you bookmark something and then you're just like, whoa, hey, what? That just happened here. You can still, if you had the ball. Listen, man, I don't have balls, okay? I have external ovaries. Everyone knows this. And if they don't know it, they know it now. Oh, yeah, a new Dune trailer came out. We might watch that. I'll probably get hit for it. Anyway, what do we want to talk about first here? Let's cover the meme first. Let's cover the meme first while we're going strong. So, I don't know if you guys heard about this, but there was this little game that was a showcase game for Xbox called Ryse, Son of Rome. It was a decent game. It was one of those games where, like, it was a game made to show off the capabilities of the Xbox One, performance-wise, graphics-wise, all that. It was not made to be a game, really, to, like, please and, like, you know, start a franchise. And it kind of just felt like you were going through the motions of, hey, look at this next beautiful, like, thing, and enjoy the gameplay. And there was a story that came through, but it was kind of like the story of Gladiator. So it's like, okay. And then at the very end, they threw in some, like, random gods shit, Roman god shit. And I was like, that's a little weird, but all right. It kind of felt like they did that just so they can be like, hey, this might be a franchise one day, guys. And then we never heard of it again. And again, I thought it was a decent game. It kind of became a meme because everybody looked back on it and they were like, you remember Ryse, Son of Rome 2? You remember that?
What the hell is even that?
You remember that game? Whatever happened to that? That was a little silly little game that Xbox made as a launch title just to show off the Xbox One's capabilities. And then nothing ever came of it. It felt like it was going to be the next big cinematic thing, and nothing ever happened. And then some people in the groups that I know, like John Connors, started streaming it. He did a stream of it. I think some other people did a stream of it. And, like, we kind of looked at it, Ryse, Son of Rome 2. I jokingly started a petition. I don't even know if it exists anymore. I tried to look it up. I forgot my login to it. I tried to look it up. I couldn't find it anymore. But I started a petition, actually, to get Ryse, Son of Rome 2 made. Well, now, it's not so funny anymore. Because from Go Gaming, as you see here, developing Ryse 2 will be announced at Gamescom August 25th. Xbox was trying to keep the announcement under wraps, but leaking information is good for my business, says Nate Drake. Now, to be fair, Go Gaming might be... I don't know. It might be... I know nothing about this page. It might be a parody page making fun of... It's followed by some pretty... It's followed by Oh No, It's Alex and Josh. So, like, maybe there's some legitimacy to it. Maybe it's just jokes. And you even have here, Nate the Hate denies making the quoted statement about Ryse 2. So, like, it all could be bullshit. But the thing is, there's some stuff being thrown around now that Ryse 2 might be the... And listen, we already got a statement saying that the game from Xbox... because they announced that they're going to make a surprise sequel game, right? Announce a surprise sequel on their next showcase. And from a franchise or an IP that you are not suspecting it from. Now there could be others. There definitely could be others that are in this. Let's go. Let's take a look here. This is the meme I posted of it. Vegeta. It's his time. Anyway. But Pirate Nation says, Jez Corden says Xbox could announce a new game at Gamescom, and he claims it could be a very unexpected sequel. He says the announcement could happen during Xbox presentation or Jeff Keighley's opening night live. Nate the Hate also says the game is based on a Microsoft-owned IP, but is being developed by a studio that Microsoft does not own. Microsoft owns the IP for Ryse Son of Rome. I don't even know what company made Ryse Son of Rome the first. Let's look at that up real quick. Ryse Son of Rome. Let's see here. Nope, that's the Steam link. I don't need that. Genre composer publishers. Publishers were Crytek and Deep Silver. CryEngine 3. Let's see here. Developed by Crytek. Okay, so this was developed by Crytek. I don't even know. Is Crytek still in business anymore? Let's see here. In 2025, they had another round of layoffs. So even if they are still in business, they're not doing well. So maybe it happens, maybe it doesn't. But I think it would be funny. And quite honestly, if they made a Ryse Son of Rome 2, I'd play the fuck out of that game. I'd buy that shit. And dude, if they make Ryse Son of Rome 2 like an Xbox Helix exclusive, or they make it an exclusive and like it does numbers because they play off all the nostalgia from like the Xbox One being like, hey, remember when we made the shitty Xbox One and we launched as a title? Remember the memes? They could do something with that. I think that would be funny. So, Ryse Son of Rome, or Ryse Son of Rome 2 may or may not be happening. And if it does, I'm going to buy that shit. I'm going to play the shit out of it. Let's talk about, while we're on gaming, let's talk about this shit real quick. So, Insomniac Games posted this. Ain't much for blood, gore, and cursing. Marvel's Wolverine includes violence, visibility, and profanity toggles via the game settings. Listen, I didn't think we could get gayer than arachnophobia like filter, right? On a game. This is gayer. This is more gay. By leagues. A toggle in the game settings for blood, gore, and cursing? Listen. I play Dispatch, right? Dispatch has settings on the game that control nudity in the game, because there is some nudity in the game. I get that. Not everybody wants dicks flying around in their face, even if the game is rated mature. People stream the game, etc. Yeah. Also, I get why people want to toggle cursing if it's like a story-based game like Dispatch, right? And it's sort of a Telltale style game, Dispatch. Maybe you're not into hardcore action and all that. More squeamish. Or you think bleeps are more funny because it is sort of a comedy game. And there is a certain comedic value to like bleeps, right? It's the humor of not knowing, right? Because he could have said fuck you, but he could have also said like grape you, you know? You don't really know. And that would have been way more extreme. So like you don't know. But in a hardcore action adventure game like Wolverine, to have these kinds of switches, it's like, listen, there is this thing called the ESRB rating system, where games that had gore, blood, violence, cursing, suggestive themes, sexual themes, all that shit, it just got M ratings, and then kids didn't buy them. And if kids wanted to buy them, they do what all kids in the late 90s and 20 teens and up 2000s, 20 teens and up till now. They do what all those kids have done. Get their parents to buy them. It's not that hard to figure out. You just have to get somebody of age to buy it. I've got to be real honest with you. I work at a big box retailer, and I took a year off. I left and I took a year off, and now I'm back there. But the first time I was there, I almost sold a mature game to like a 16-year-old just because like in my brain, I didn't even like click like, oh shit, mature. I'm not actually supposed to sell these to like people under 18. Because it was just like everybody under the age of 18 has mature games. Their parents buy them for them. It's as simple as that. Or the games are for dad and dad's playing them. Then you end up playing them. So like everybody has mature games despite being under the age of 18. Insomniac staff went the BioWare route a little too fast. Listen, I'm going to be real honest with you. Insomniac games have always kind of looked a little shit to me. They seemed very gilded. Very, look at all the prestige shine on top of our game, and don't pay attention to the fact that beneath the surface, there's a lot of issues. There's mechanics issues. There's like story issues. There's characterization issues. It's a lot of glitz and glamour. This is a game designed to make people like synth potato nut in his pants, okay? That dude, all he cares about is McGuaffics, all right? If it has a good story and like good gameplay on top of that, it's awesome for him. Like that's cherry on top. But as long as it has McGuaffics, that's what he cares about. And that's what a lot of these motherfuckers care about, especially the industry shills. And like it's a Sony game. It's a Sony Pony game. It's a PlayStation game. We're going to get what we expect from that, which is a lot of hand holding, a lot of set pieces. I mean, IO Interactive made the James Bond 007 game, right? 007 First Light. I just got finished with the game, streamed all of it. The one thing I kept thinking the whole entire time was this is a PlayStation game. Because every single step, every single mission of the game was some variation of the same formula, which was opening cinematic, stealth sequence, action sequence, cinematic, followed by an action sequence or stealth sequence, then an action sequence, and then closing cinematic. And that's it. That was the formula for the James Bond game. Was there times where it was entertaining and I had fun? Yes. Was there times where it's like, holy shit, this is a slog? Or boring? Yes, definitely that as well. Or times where I was like, why can't this be more interactive? Why couldn't they made this interactive? Or why does this exist? And it has one of my number one pet peeves in a game. Open space that doesn't exist for any reason. Like when they have like big like hallways with like sort of these kind of side areas, and you go to the side areas, fucking nothing there. No grabbables, no collectibles, no nothing. And I was looking for collectibles. That shit annoys me. But you know what annoys me even more? This kind of shit right here. Just give the game a mature rating and let people buy it. And I know what this is. This really is. It's Insomniac trying to get that. Games are going to try to use this to get it. I don't know if they tried to do this or this is even possible right now. But the gaming industry, if they can use this as a way to try to get into teen rating, get mature games down to T ratings, they're going to do that because that means that they can sell directly to minors, which means that they can make money, more money. They'll see that as more opportunity to make money. So yeah, it's fucking stupid and gay, and they should just don't do this. Just give it a mature rating. All right, what's next? Let's see here. So let's do a movie topic. Fuck it. Actually, let's do this since it's a continuation of the Wolverine topic. So, if you don't see here, Pirate Nation states Insomniac's communications director James Stevenson has spoke about the huge amount of negativity surrounding Marvel's Wolverine on X. He says the constant criticism and attacks have become an onslaught on developers' mental health. Stevenson is considering telling Insomniac employees to stay away from X because of it. Fans are comparing it to PlayStation 2 games and calling it a movie design game for journalists. True and true. Also, is this your first fucking day on the internet? Like, is this the first time you've caught this? Hello? Dude, there's a notifications tab right now. There's a notifications tab right now on this screen. If I click that notifications tab, I guarantee you those 3 notifications I have are more people, more gay cinephiles roasting me, nuking me from orbit because I didn't know who David Kunzenholtz was or whatever the fuck his name was. Bernard the Elf from the Santa Claus. Because I posted under Discussing Film had an article where this guy was basically like, hey, I'm quitting acting because like nobody knows, like I'm quitting acting because I can't get work. That's basically what he was saying. He was like, I can't get work for fair pay, and trying to argue. Maybe he didn't make the argument of it. The Discussing Film was making the argument for him, but trying to say that actors aren't paid fairly. Actors aren't paid fairly. What the fuck? They're paid more than anybody you ever know. Like, listen. The point is, I just basically was like, this is an actor nobody's heard of telling us he's quitting acting. Who gives a shit what he thinks? And then Cinephile Twitter got very angry. A bunch of dudes came in. They started adjusting their monocles, calling me things like ignoramus, thinking that they are upper crust. A few of them, their fedoras were a little too tight on their hat. Ended up blocking me. And they were like, how dare you? How dare you say you report on the film, on the movie and TV news. You don't know who David Kunzenholtz is. How dare you, sir? How dare you don't know who the man from Numbers is? You don't know who the man who played Bernard the Elf is. He was that one dude from Oppenheimer. I know. This was my great crime. All of them were in there. All of them. All of these gays were in there flaming me for this. Just cinephiles and Canadians. I know I said that they were gay, and saying they're also Canadian is kind of saying the same thing twice that way. But I need to make it clear that they were also Canadian, which is worse than being gay, in my opinion. And a lot of dudes that wear fedoras unironically. A lot of dudes that, you know, pretend they have monocles. Like those kinds of people. They're the same kind of people that I would say are in the same camp as like all the people with anime profile pics that lose their fucking mind over AI. By the way, both those kinds of people, if you go to their pages, I guarantee within the first 10, probably first 5 tweets, you'll find some kind of Free Palestine bullshit in their tweets. Guarantee it. Guarantee it. Because that's who these motherfuckers are. They're the same kind of people of that mindset. The same kind of people that are like, you are either exactly what I think, or you are a demon. You are exactly the way I think, or you are complete evil. Those kinds of people. The trolling will continue until morale drops to 0. Listen, my morale doesn't really drop. My anger levels just rise. Which is probably why I have high blood pressure. It's the Eastern European in me, is what it is. I'm a deadly combination. I have a deadly combination. I'm part Eastern European. I'm part Scottish. Okay? I'm part Slavic and part Scottish. That is a toxic combination when it comes to like anger, stress. I have to watch it. But anyway, enough of that tirade. What we were talking about is James Stevenson, the director for Insomniac Communications, being upset that people were not liking the trailer or not liking the clip that was shown of his game. Listen, you could just, I don't know, not pay attention. Listen, the reason why I talk about those people that I just talked about in the notifications is that I egged them on because deep down, I kind of wanted to fight. I kind of wanted to go back and forth. I kind of wanted to get the last laugh. I kind of wanted to start some shit, okay? Sometimes you got to just, you got to start some shit. You got to keep your pimp hand strong, okay? Keep the pimp hand strong. But doing so, a lot of them came in. They kept coming. It got to the point where the bots were there. The dude's following 26 people with 6 followers. Account started in 2025 with like 13 posts. Those kinds of dudes. Listen, I could have just not paid attention to it. I could have just not listened. I could have just been like, whatever, moved on. Most of the time I do. These people could just be like, move on. If it's not constructive criticism, who gives a shit? But they let it affect them. They let it affect their calm. Be a strong mental person. Move on. Let shit go. And when somebody really flames you, when they catch you red-handed, when they really find that you've made an ass of yourself and you really have made an ass of yourself, just be quiet. People will forget. People will move on. There are certain massive streamers that if they had just shut the fuck up, people would have moved on, stopped caring. But instead, they decided to start flagging people's channels that they don't like, allegedly, to try to get back at them because they were angry. And it's like, if you just shut the fuck up and grit and buried your teeth, we've been over by now. But it's far from over now. If these people just did not care, just moved on, not looked at it, be fine. But the fact that you have a communications director have to tell you, hey, don't go on X, because you might face criticism, and that's going to make them cry. That's a problem. Be mentally strong. All right. Enough of that. Enough of gay Wolverine game, okay? Let's talk about this. Okay. So, Sebastian Stan has seemingly confirmed his role as Harvey Dent, aka Two-Face in Matt Reeves' upcoming The Batman movie. Yeah, he basically said in a statement like, let me open it here. It's now being indicated that Stan did not, in fact, mention that he was playing iconic DC villain Harvey Dent, Matt Reeves' upcoming The Batman. The initial article from has subsequently been updated and no longer includes statement from Stan referencing the specific role in The Batman Part 2. Okay, so this is an update. So now he says, so now they're like, he was misquoted by French media outlet discussing the matter with the rap. Okay, so now I don't know. Now I don't know. Because he could not be playing Harvey Dent, but he could also be playing Harvey Dent and just be bullshitting us. Either way. But if he doesn't play Harvey Dent, if he's playing what, Victor Zaslav or Zazaz or whatever the character's name is, I don't think that it's going to go over well, because I think they have, what's his name, the black guy from Eternals playing Harvey Dent otherwise. That was the initial reports, right? Which I don't know how well that's going to go over, because there's certain characters you can race swap. There's certain characters you can't race swap, like Harvey Dent, and you can't race swap him and make him fat. Like that, Harvey Dent's supposed to be handsome and like square jaw. Like it doesn't quite make sense, right? So I don't know, man. This movie is either going to take all the goodwill that the Penguin dug up for the Batman as a franchise of movies and just shit it down the toilet, or it's going to take it and run with it. And I think it's really to be seen. I don't know. I kind of like the gritty, more realistic, even more realistic than Nolan's version of Gotham that the franchise of the Penguin at least established, and the Batman probably too. And I think there's something that can be done there. It's just when you have this sort of thing going on, I don't know if there's a lot of hope for it. The Batman tune is already built on shit foundations, but that's just me. Yeah, I mean, again, the Penguin was great. Mostly because the Penguin also worked if it had nothing to do with Batman. It was just a mob story. But the Batman Part 1 wasn't great. And I'm going to say wasn't great from what I've heard. Because to be honest, I never saw the Batman. Because realistically, I heard Robert Pattinson as Batman and I checked out. Because Robert Pattinson to me doesn't seem like Bruce Wayne at all. Doesn't seem like Batman at all. If you told me Robert Pattinson was playing The Flash, I could see that. Has sort of the Barry Allen build and frame and all that. You could do that. Sort of the roguish charm and all that. Not really Bruce Wayne. Doesn't have the size to be Bruce. It doesn't make sense. It didn't make sense with me. I was like, who gives a shit? It's an off-kilter Batman movie. Nolan's franchise already exists. That's the pinnacle Batman for me. I don't really need anything else. But I was sold on the idea of maybe coming back to this because of the Penguin. As things have been released and going on, not 100% sure on it. Sparkle for Batman. Yeah. Listen, I like Robert Pattinson as an actor. I think secretly he's probably a pretty based and normal dude. And actually he's probably pretty cool. But as Batman, it just doesn't work for me. But also props on him for going out there and wanting to be Batman and get that Batman money. So, you know. Let's see here. Let's talk about the GTA leaks. Just treat Penguin as an outlier in the world that makes sense. Like I said, Penguin kind of just stands on its own. Like, if you took all the Penguin away, like the whole like Batman shit, and you just made that like a mob series, like it's kind of stands on its own. It's good. It's that good. GTA says, okay. We're going to start here. And actually, I'm going to go to the BRB screen real quick. I got to go get some water because I didn't grab water before the stream started because I was kind of in a rush to start the stream. And I'm parched as fuck. So I'm going to get that water and then I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Just be careful. Some posts about the leaks are showing the leaks. Yeah, I know. I'm not going to show the leaks at all because I will immediately get hit for that. So, Pirate Nation states here, GTA 6 has just suffered another huge leak with new footage showing off combat, driving vehicles, fuel systems, and even basketball, which is kind of cool. The entire Leonida, I don't know, map has also leaked online ahead of Rockstar's upcoming extended look at the game on Netflix. CyberLeak, who is linked to the leak material, claims the leaks are part of a campaign for gamers' rights and criticize Rockstar's approach to physical copies and digital pre-orders. Okay, so like, we're going to talk about that in just a minute, okay? So, if you're interested in what the actual leaks are, Kami has it right here for you. New GTA 6 details from the alleged leaks. There's a 6-star wanted system now. There's some sort of Red Dead Redemption 2 style karma and reputation system. Police can recognize your face, clothing, and getaway car. Changing these could make it easier to lower your wanted level. That's actually very interactive and cool and like a realism change that I like that you've never seen a game really try to do that. Cars require fuel and maintenance, which is going to be annoying as shit, but also kind of cool and it's all right. Melee attacks require stamina or energy. That's nothing new really in gaming. NPCs can get out of their car and road rage against you. Okay, well, welcome to Saints Row 3. There are 2 currencies, one for your safe house and one for your person. I don't know if it's like cryptocurrency versus like actual cash or like currency you send to like spend on your safe house, or I don't know. Don't know what that means. There's a focus bar when Jason is shooting the basketball. Okay. Crashing your car depletes the player's health. All right. Cars also have storage loadout slots in the trunk. That's kind of cool. Objects seem to have more complex physics system. Stuff like the basketball, plants move, shake, fall over more realistically. Overall, looks like they're taking a lot more inspiration from Red Dead Redemption 2 than GTA 5, which sounds great in my opinion. Important to stress that this was all allegedly from an older build, so any sort of these details are subject to change. Okay, so listen. It's very clear to me at this point that GTA 6 is just a modern version of Red Dead Redemption at this point. So Red Dead Redemption was always considered the more serious game, obviously, compared to like GTA, where GTA 6 was more satirical and like played into the comedy more, the ridiculousness of it. And Saints Row, which was sort of a clone of GTA to begin with and then became its own thing, went on, expounded on that to the nth degree, right? To the point where it was its own wild genre, right? God, I miss old Saints Row, man. Dude, Saints Row, like, I wasn't a Saints Row 1 and 2 guy that were more serious, that people, they're kind of two camps. Those people like me that are more like 3 and 4 guy. But I like 2 as well. Not a massive fan of 1. But Saints Row 3 and 4 for me were just like awesome games. Just awesome, ridiculous, fun games. Even Get Out of Hell. I liked Get Out of Hell. I hated the fuel and maintenance in Days Gone. If it's like that, I'm already hitting it. Listen, it's a double-edged sword, isn't it? Because it's kind of cool because it's like, oh, it's realistic and like this is something you have to think about and it adds a new layer to the mechanics. But also, it's kind of a drawback because it's a new thing that you have to think about and adds layers to the mechanics. Because like nobody really wants to play the game and like have to focus on the maintenance of the car, right? So I think it's a system that like at first it's going to be cool and then it's going to get real old real fast. And it seems like one of those things that like based upon on how often you have to do maintenance on a car, how bad you can fuck up a car before it becomes useless or explodes or something, just how detailed they are going to be in this all kind of dictates whether or not like people will hate it quickly or don't, I think. How forgiving is this system going to be? But it's very clear to me that this GTA has moved into the Red Dead territory where it's become more serious and less satirical. It's still going to have some of that comedy and ridiculousness in it. Same way Red Dead 2 actually still had some ridiculousness and comedy missions in it as well. Trust me, they're there. And GTA 6 is still going to have that, but it's definitely going to be considered more of a serious game. The ridiculousness in the main storyline is going to be cut out, and it's going to be way more serious, I think. So, I don't know. I'm hopeful, and no matter what I say, this game's going to be massive. I'm going to end up buying it. I'm going to end up buying it for the whole $100. I'm going to hate every single moment of it. I'm going to fucking curse Rockstar and Take-Two as I'm doing it like a fucking divorced husband that's got to pay his alimony. Like I am going to be railing against this company, but I'm also going to be directly playing into the hands of this company because it's GTA 6. They fucking got me. Just like they got fucking everybody. Unless you've never liked GTA, in which case, okay. You're better than me. I'll admit it. You're better than me, okay? Fuel will be $100 per gallon since you earn easy money. Fuel will be, I mean, let's be honest, Jack of all casuals. Is that really that far off from gas right now? Something to think about. Even if GTA 6 is successful, I see people going back to GTA 5. I mean, they will. Listen, GTA 5 graphically still holds up fairly well, and the story in it is pretty good. And like, I think there's a lot of replayability. There's a lot of locations to explore. There's a lot of things to do, and of course, GTA Online. Though I think they're doing a new version of GTA Online with this. I don't know. I've never been a GTA Online guy, so I haven't kept up with any of that. But I think people are still going to go back to GTA 5 and still play it. I mean, as generations go by, it'll probably be less. But I think what's going to happen is that sales of GTA 5 going into this are going to actually climb, and people are going to play GTA 5 going into GTA 6. I think GTA 5 and GTA 6, because GTA 5 holds up so well, are kind of like you play one and then you can go directly into playing the next one. I think a lot of people are going to do that. It's going to be a good continuation, I think. But that's the stuff that's in the leaks. So apparently, scroll up here. Yeah. So Legacy Killer says that the alleged GTA 6 leaker is threatening to leak 2 to 4 more gameplay videos. Yeah, Cyber Leak here, if you wonder who that is. 2 to more leaks incoming. And why is he doing all this? Well, I won't pull up the whole article here. Vex has pulled kind of the important part here for you. Not me. No physical disc is a big turnoff. That's fair, man. Like if you want to be like, no, I'm not buying GTA 6, it's fine. Listen, I think the Odyssey on principle is a dog shit movie. Everything I've heard about it says that it's a dog shit retelling of Nolan of the ancient tale. That Nolan did way too much of a modernized retelling of the story, right? With the race swapping and all that as well. I think it's a movie that should have failed. And I don't like that it succeeded. Unfortunately, it's succeeded and is going to continue to succeed. And people are still going to buy tickets. And like, I'm still going to say that it's a dog shit movie and still not going to buy a ticket. But it's going to be successful. Just the same way GTA is going to be successful. You cannot buy it. And that's completely justifiable. And in some ways, I agree with you. But still, it's going to be successful. But that's your power as a consumer. You just you don't have to buy. And that's a good thing. It's one of the things they're trying to take away from you. And that's probably what CyberLeak has a problem with here, because Vex states here in her post, what an absolute chad, because CyberLeak states, publishers sell licenses and call them purchases. The document states, they say they ship unfinished games and call them living services. They lock content on discs and call it DLC. They kill games and keep the money. It's talking about the Stop Killing Games initiative there. Every year, anti-consumerism tightens its grip, and every year gamers get less and less what they pay for what they pay. And he's completely right. And this is the thing that he's protesting. You know, it says here, GTA 6 leader says they won't stop until Rockstar and Take-Two apologize for anti-consumerism. Yet he wants them basically to put an end of these practices. He wants them to put GTA 6 on disc. I don't know if I saved it, but that's one of the things he demands, is that like GTA 6 be put on disc. He wants an end to all these anti-consumer practices put in place. The idea of like owning licenses that it can expire rather than actually owning the game. All things that are justified, all things that I think you should stand up for, all things that I support. However, one leaker showing gameplay videos of a game that people already think kind of looks dope and plan on buying anyway, that has already had massive pre-sale numbers, and by all accounts is going to be massive when it comes out, even if you leak all the gameplay footage. It's kind of on par with getting a bunch of people to sign a petition. It's not going to do anything. Signing a petition doesn't do anything. We're going to sign a petition to save Stellar Blade. Okay, what happens then? Well, we give it to the corporations and it forces the CEO and the company execs to have to take a look at it and acknowledge it. Okay, well, does it do anything after that? Well, no. So it's fucking pointless. You could get all that way. They look at it and they go, okay, what are the sales? Oh, the sales are massive? Trash. Get that shit out of here. And I don't think that it's really good use of your effort and time. I don't think leaking this gameplay footage is really going to change anything. Same way that petition is. You could do it. Again, I just said I don't think it does any harm to the game to do it. But then again, like, is it going to change anything? Probably not. Unfortunately. Because I want those chat practices to change. This is my man yells at clouds moment. No, man. Feel free. I mean, that's what I do here. That's why I stream. I'm yelling at clouds. Literally the cloud. The online cloud. And I appreciate you being here to listen to me yell at this cloud. And occasionally chime in, yelling with me. So, let's see here. I think there was one more thing. Yeah. We're not going to watch the Doom trailer. Fuck Doom 3. I don't know. It might be a good movie. I've never been a massive Doom fan. I saw the original film a long fucking time ago. I saw Doom Part 1. It was okay. I saw Doom Part 2. Again, it was okay. Dune is just a franchise that, like, I'm not sold on. Like, it's just not a thing that I get into. It's not like Avatar that, like, actively makes me angry as a sci-fi franchise. But it's just one that I'm just not, like... It always felt like a little weird to me, right? Like, this is a little too stinky of a sci-fi like, Star Trek is stinky nerd, okay? Dune is like a next level of stinky nerd. And probably the least stinky nerd is Star Wars right now. Despite the fact that Star Wars is shit right now. Because this is the last hope that we are riding on if we're Star Wars. Star Wars Starfighter. IGN states here, Star Wars Starfighter will follow marginalized outsiders from the wrong side of the galaxy, according to Sean Levy. And you know what? They're going to team up together as a ragtag group of anti-heroes, become a made family, and then defeat a big bad, while 70s, 80s pop music plays in the background. Shout out to Sean Gunn Levy. Listen. Star Wars Starfighter, even if it's good, is not going to save Star Wars. A outlier film that is about the marginalized outsiders of the Star Wars universe is not going to be the thing that saves Star Wars. It's not going to be the thing that saves the universe of the Jedi. And if you think that, I'm sorry, you're retarded. Listen. Again, the movie could be good. In fact, I would say the movie stands a chance to probably be even better or do even better financially if it was not attached to Star Wars. But it is attached to Star Wars. Unfortunately, for namesake. Trying to garnish a fan base that has long since abandoned the IP. So now, I don't really know where we go from there. After this movie releases, Star Wars doesn't have anything. I don't think they have anything on the docket to actually go into production. James Mangold's Origins of the Force movie, thankfully, is dead. And like Taika Waititi's movie is definitely not dead, guys. Everybody else, you have Ryan Johnson. Yeah, he's still going to get his trilogy. Wink, wink. But nothing is going forward. You have season 2 of Ahsoka. Ooh. He were just clamoring to that snooze fest. The best part of the show, Ray Stevenson, died. And you're left with an aging Rosario Dawson who moves way too slow. And I like the meme that's going around being like, Anakin Skywalker, like 2 to 4 visits with his son as a Force ghost. 0 visits to his daughter. Anytime FaceTime with his exotic female Padawan. Anytime. Anytime she wants. But yeah, I don't know who's out there saying like, oh, I wonder about the marginalized outsiders of Star Wars universe. Wonder what they're up to. This is like saying, I wonder what the marginalized outsiders of like the MCU are doing. I'm wondering what this makes as much sense as making a Blue Beetle movie at DC. That would be kind of crazy, right? Exactly. This movie, I think, just because it has Ryan Gosling in it, and he's charming, and he's kind of made a name for himself as the sort of like action guy and sci-fi guy, especially Project Hail Mary coming out before this. I think that will be a big sell for this movie, and people will be drawn to it, and they'll go to it. I don't think anybody actually cares that it's a Star Wars movie. And that's really, really sad. Really, really sad. OG Doom movie was acceptable. These remakes aren't hitting, especially with Zendaya as female main character. Listen, I like anybody, am tired of seeing Zendaya's pouty face. She did actually a fairly good bit of acting in the last Spider-Man movie. Probably the best acting I've seen her do. But I don't care for... Listen, she's a girl. She's an actress who the reason why she is pushed so much is because of how many Instagram followers she has. 1,000%. She was pushed because of her Instagram followers, because they think that's a way to be able to sell tickets for the movie. And then after that, because she was such in big movies, she got name recognition from those big movies. So she got put in more big movies. Like, yeah, people don't actually want Zendaya. I don't think she's a terrible person. Listen, she doesn't talk annoyingly about politics. She doesn't shit on fans. She doesn't shit on the source IPs. She is fairly respectful and always been, from what I've seen, pretty nice and kind and try to have a good time. It's just as an actress, she's not appealing to a good large swath of people. What Tom Holland is attracted to, I do not know. I do not. That man has to have jungle fever. I'm sorry, bro. That man has to be into. He has to be into it. Like he did. I don't know what Tom is on, because Tom seems very much like he wants to have like a nuclear family, normal like life, and Zendaya, however nice she may be, that doesn't feel like the life I'm getting from her either, like at all. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I haven't delved in deeply to interviews with Zendaya and Tom Holland. But Dune is a franchise, like it's never really appealing to me. I just, sorry. I wish it was, but it's like postmodernism, like sci-fi fantasy, where like I think it was somewhere in the like nerdrotic, what's his name? Chris Gore or Robert Meyer Burnett like sphere. One of those three guys was talking about like the interesting thing about Dune is that it's set in a period where like science has advanced so much that we don't think about science anymore in terms of bettering technology. It's reached to a point where it's like fantasy, instant teleportation travel, things like that. Not everything is close now. So like that's why they fight with swords again. And like it's that level of weird that I just could never really get into. Tom has that caramel sweet tooth. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. I can honestly say I've never been into that myself. There's been a few. I'm like, but never been my thing. Never been my cup of tea. I just like pale white girls. Go look at my wife. She's pale and white. That's what she is. Just make Starfighter and drop the Star Wars name. That shit is poison. Yeah, I mean, like I said, they probably would do better if they weren't attached to Star Wars, but they are. And I think the actual story, lore-wise, is going to be tied to Star Wars too. I think he's like a former X-Wing fighter or Y-Wing fighter or some shit like that. But yeah, it's going to be a one-off if it is successful. If it isn't successful, then like it's done. Like Star Wars is just done. And now we're going to start the doom scroll, everybody. Yay! So this is the part of the show where we just scroll through Twitter and what we see is what we see. And we just react to it. So Angry Badger here says, Phase 2 of the DCU, going to be a banger. Alfred and the Adventures of... This is all just fake. Chip the Squirrel, Green Lantern. Variety. Cinemark is joining AMC Theaters and Regal in supporting Paramount Warner Brothers merger, meaning 3 of the country's major movie theater chains are now backing the $111 billion deal. The enduring success of our industry requires healthy theatrical ecosystem, blah, 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 blah. Basically, all the theaters support the merger because they need production companies to make movies so they can make money. And if they kill one of the major studios, Warner Brothers, that's not good for them. Especially when Paramount is promising to make like 30 fucking movies a year if they acquire Warner Brothers. That's a lot of money for them. New Rock is officially gone underground indie. Rock just lost its seat at the VMAs. For the first time since 1989, the VMAs have no Best Rock category. Coldplay won the final one in 2025. Coldplay? Imagine thinking that Coldplay is rock and roll. You want to talk about people, snobs and people in certain like entertainment spheres will probably come after you. Music snobs, dude. Probably the worst. Why is New England trending sports wise? Hold up. Wait a minute. We have to take a detour here. I'm not. Drake May goes deep for age. Okay, cool. Too bad Drake May got exposed last year. Why is Tobey Maguire trending? I need to know this now. Of the 3 Spider-Man, only Tobey Maguire has back issues. 3 minutes of Tobey. Rumors claim Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man could have just 3 minutes of screen time and it'll be, yeah, it's a fight sequence and then he'll be killed. Like, that's right. Tom Holland, Spider-Man was. All right. Whole lot of nothing. Whole lot of nothing. I still do not understand why they are remaking a masterpiece and Michael Mann's best film. Alden Ehrenreich has been cast in Joseph Krasinski's Miami Vice 85 alongside Michael B. Jordan and Austin Butler in theaters. Interesting. Probably going to play the villain. It's crazy how she became an evangelical Christian and is in the Trump White House now. Is she? I don't know. Who gives a shit? By the way, X changed this thing now where now we have scrolling photos. And I hate this. I hate this like Instagram style bullshit. The VMAs is still a thing. I thought that died with MTV. It's all still there, brother. It's all still there for who I don't know. Not even boomers, I can say that. Like Gen Xers still trying to live out their remaining like youthful like looking glass into the past. Cinema theaters because they like Paramount over a streaming service owns it. Yeah. Probably New England football. Yeah. I mean, yes, obviously. But listen. I grew up a Tom Brady fan, grew up a New England fan, even though that is not my home team. But I still root for them now, even though, like, Drake maybe is their quarterback. That's what that he is. Drake maybe. We don't know if he is the guy. His name is Drake May. It's Drake maybe. If they don't have Phil Collins in the remake, it's already dead. Listen, that's what I said about Highlander. If Princes of the Universe does not play in like the Highlander movie, like Henry Cavill's Highlander, like I don't want it. And not some shitty modern band remake or whatever, or some shitty remake with like some fuck ass rapper doing hip hop like rap line in the middle of the song. No, just play the fucking song in the movie. That's all we want, okay? Listen, here's ideally what I want. First off, this is going to be a little controversial. The Highlander movie. I always thought, when I pictured like a remake of the Highlander movie, Jamie Dornan is who I thought should play Connor McLeod. I think he is Scottish. He's got the build. He's got the right demeanor. He can do stoic. Like, Jamie Dornan, if you don't know, that's the guy who played Christian Grey in 50 Shades of Grey. But he also did a show where he played a serial killer, where he definitely flexes that stoicism a lot more. And I think he would have done a really, really great Connor McLeod. And I think regardless of that, Henry Cavill or him, the movie needs to start out with a flashback or whatever to whatever time period and him becoming immortal or something like that. But like the first scene we get of him modern day has to be like him just fucking working out furiously, workout montage while Princes of the Universe is playing. It has to be done. Like that has to be how the Highlander movie like starts showing him in modern day. It has to be. If it is, I don't want it. If they don't have Phil Collins, yeah. If they don't have Phil Collins in the remake of Miami Vice, yeah. Phil Collins, man. Phil Collins made the Tarzan soundtrack. And it was just supposed to be the soundtrack for Tarzan. And now that's one of his best albums. Like, it, unironically, like, he just made a banger ass fucking album. And it just happened to be Tarzan soundtrack. Like, nobody asked him to. He just made a banger album. It's almost as like hey, I already made this soundtrack. It's fucking awesome. Just use that for your movie. It is great, man. Some Lanterns fan brain rot. So some of y'all need to get your eyes checked. In what world is this a white woman? I see people complaining that Jon Stewart got with a white woman. Listen, nobody's complaining that she's white or not white or whatever. Everyone's complaining that she's older and kind of ugly. Not an attractive woman. The only part that tripped me up was why the obvious white supremacist anti-immigrant militia leader married to an Indian woman. Then I remembered, oh right, Vance. I don't know. This feels like a dude. Yeah, it's supposed to be like JD Vance. Yeah, it's all just an immigration. But I forgot we were going to talk about that. There's been a reaction to. Let me see if I can find it. The reaction to Lanterns has been interesting because let's see here. Did I save it? Here. Yeah. So IGN posting this. DC Studios co-CEO and Superman director James Gunn has stepped in to defend Lanterns and clarify why the DCU won't be of one tone going forward. Yeah. So if you don't know, this is a spoiler, but I don't really give a fuck. Hal Jordan dies in the end of the first episode. As the leaks were saying, shocking, they were right? And he dies in a mysterious way, and that's going to be the mystery going forward is how did he die? Now, there are a lot of people coping and claiming that this is actually not Hal Jordan. It's a Martian Manhunter. It's a, it's a shapeshifter or something else. They don't claim it's him. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. A lot of those same people feel a lot like the same people that were saying, oh, well, Superman's dad really didn't say that he was there to, SA all of the women and impregnate them. That was just a mistranslation. But, then it actually turned out to be canon and correct to that universe. And this probably is going to be correct to this universe. And it really is a shame. And then he says here, James Gunn says he's excited for the fans to see the final episodes. Which episodes are you most excited for fans to see? The last couple, he says. And that's a reply, I think, to a statement of his own. Let's go here. James Gunn. So, yeah. A whole lot of Lanterns left. See what's left to come this season. So, yeah, he's trying to... This is them desperately acknowledging, hey, a lot of people fucking hated this season opener. Like, a lot of people came out and they hated this. So, yeah, scoop confirmed, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, a lot of people were voicing their opinions that they did not like absolute garbage. What the fuck is James going to do? Yeah, a lot of people are not happy with James Gunn and his take on Green Lantern and what they've done to change the story. And yeah, fuck JDA. Just want to throw that out there. So yeah, James Gunn talks about Lantern. Listen, basically this show is as bad as you thought it was going to be. everybody's coming to the realization that the DCU is on its last leg. It's James Gunn is going to be gone by the end of next year. Peter Safran along with him. And then DC is going to be in purgatory. And hopefully Warner Brothers gets bought out by Paramount. Otherwise, Warner Brothers DC is going to get sold to the highest bidder. Hugh Jackson as Connor McCloud because he's Scottish. Another guy I saw floated around was the guy who played, I can never remember his name, but the guy who played Jamie in that one show that my wife likes. Oh God, what the fuck is the name of it? It's on fucking. What's the name of the fucking show? I can never remember it. It's the show where like it's the show where like the bitch goes back in time to like the 1600s or 1700s of the UK. She ends up falling in love with a Scotsman. I can never remember it. My wife's not watching the show right now, or she'd be screaming it to me in chat. But Outlander, that's the name of the show. I kept wanting to say Homelander. I'm like, that's not right. But it's Outlander. The guy who plays Jamie, who's like the male lead in that show, he's a useful idiot, like male co-star is what he is. He does do a good job as the character though. And I've seen him in interviews and stuff. He's Scottish. He could have played the role fairly well, I think too. I think he's a redhead as well, which that would have been interesting to see if they changed that or not. Can't have good legacy character without shitting on him. Listen, they didn't just shit on him. They killed him off. Like, oh, and he doesn't really act like Hal Jordan it should act as well. Nor does Jon Stewart act the way Jon Stewart acts. Like, listen, if you have an ancillary like view of Jon Stewart as a character from the Justice League show from like the early 2000s or 90s, like from when I was a kid alone, just from the clips and stuff, this is not how Jon Stewart acts. This is not who Jon Stewart is as a person. Like, Jon Stewart was always kind of like the cerebral and like sort of grounded centerpiece of the team, right? Very stoic, very reliable. But yeah. Another victim of... This is funny. That Marvel's Wolverine is a victim of the internet's endless gaming negativity. It didn't even play. Fuck me, it didn't even play. Is the gaming negativity in the room with us right now? I like what Josh, the editor, posted. Another victim of the internet's endless negativity. Daredevil, I know you're blind, but you have to see this shit. Call me. Watch the Odyssey in IMAX 70mm. Nolan did it again. Sure he did. Freaking Timu is trying to sell wench mogging. Bro, Flapper needs to chill out. He's always showing boobas. Iran war disaster immigration. XQC reviews his streamer tier list. What are your thoughts? He put himself in S tier. What a shocker. Looks like a bunch of dog shit. He has Asmongold at sea. Interesting. Interesting thought. Kind of retarded. Interesting that everybody that he has in like the S tier, you cannot fucking understand. I've seen clips of their stream. I'm like, what are those motherfuckers even saying? What are they even saying? I don't know. Whenever I see these fake engagement posts from a dude hiding behind an anime avatar, demanding beauty perfection from a woman, would you prefer a male? Paris had a wild take earlier. What did he say? He said, first episode of Lanterns was really good. I really wish that like we had dislikes on Twitter again, so I could dislike that shit. Just received this message from Father in Louisiana. Your prayers would be greatly appreciated. I'm in desperate need of a prayer. I'm from Louisiana and I speak to you. Sad. Hope she turns out okay. Why are we? Hey yo, what's going on here? Whoa, wait, whoa. What's going on here? Question mark. The British are coming. Or am I coming in the British?
It's time to go. Hope it doesn't end soon. Gotta keep it going, gotta get it flowing, gotta cool.
Star Citizen. Oh, fuck. Star Citizen's latest developer stream went badly wrong and left many players frustrated. Incredibly awkward, cringed, forced, slightly sinister feeling at times, and the local server gameplay was still terrible. No one was having fun here. Felt like a hostage video. During the stream, developers experienced several bugs and technical problems that players had been reporting for years. The problem became even more noticeable because the devs were trying to show the game working. Instead, they showed a broken game. Brother.
Damn!
Try to relax your anus.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
We're dead! We're dead! We're survived, but we're dead! Stop it!
This is the game that Benology tried to tout for a very long time. I don't think he's trying to anymore, but like, fuck, dude. Fuck. Yeah, I don't think that one's going to be a winner. Remove AI slop from your feed. Users. This feels like an ad. Hey, it's an ad. Remove AI slop from your feed using my ad slop. Never understood why Sunset Overdrive didn't sell more to the Xbox faithful. One of the best games they've published, and they still own the rights to. Maybe that's the mystery game. Probably not. It's honestly, it's probably going to be Crash Bandicoot. It's probably going to be Crash Bandicoot. Sarah Massa, a teacher in Beaver Falls area high school in PA, was arrested after she allegedly sent over 3,711 messages to a minor student in an attempt to groom him for you know what. The student was also given an abnormally high 114% grade point average in her class. She's been removed from her position at the school and now faces multiple felony charges. Damn. Hey, chill out. Those are some crazy eyes, bro. Some crazy eyes with the. What's up with all these hot teachers, by the way? Coming after the younglings. The younglings, okay? And especially now. They were not there when I was in high school. I can definitely tell you that. Okay? The closest thing we had to anything like that was a college student, student teacher, and one of the guys in my class were pretty friendly. They were pretty friendly. And then, I don't know if anything happened after he graduated, because it was like our senior year, or like junior year or something like that. But it was a little weird. It was Neurotic's birthday. Yeah, happy birthday, Neurotic. Yay! I need a celebration noise on my little noise pad here. Thanks. Jealous what I have. She's right. 6 months a week should be minimum. Jenna Elpham told Colin the real secret to 22 years of marriage is having sex at least once a week. I mean, it doesn't kill a marriage, I'll tell you that. So educate me on PPD. Does it only make you blank children? Why is it that these post-traumatic PPD and postpartum psychosis are two completely different things? Is Tugs one of the is Tugs pushing the? This is the reason why we never got all this much. Michelle, been almost 20 years. You know, they're base fucked. Where is it? So there can only be one who holds the ring in place. All right. I thought she was following this more closely, but apparently. Bro, don't get me started. Most blank themselves, but that doesn't sell papers. Fair enough. No, and I had PPD, and I wanted to blank myself more than anything. What did she say? Every woman and man claiming that Lindsay Clancy couldn't control herself because of PPD and the med she was on understand three things. One, you've just solidified the argument that women don't belong on the front lines of combat. Women can't handle what we were literally created to be able to handle, then women can't handle blah, blah, blah. Two, since you all think you're experts because you listen to True Crime podcast, watch Law and Order, follow your expertise source. If she had walked into the hospital and said, I'm having thoughts of blah, 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 children, she would have immediately been helped. They would have done an evaluation, blah, blah, blah. Anyone saying that's not how this works immediately disqualifies yourself objectively reviewing the evidence because only experience you have is working legwork, evidence, investigation, and narrative, blah, blah, blah. 3, you're evil. You are trying to excuse the triple murder of 3 innocent children because you've convinced yourself that children are an unfair burden that women are saddled with to destroy the life of glitz and glamour and fame. Newsflash, most of us will be forgotten with children, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So, that was a lot. I don't know if she really answered anything there, but I just don't know why, like, she did the deed, admitted she did the deed. And they're like, well, did you do the deed? And she's like, well, I saw myself doing the deed. Well, that's doing the deed then, right? You saw yourself because you did the stuff. And then basically they're all trying to say is that like, oh, she like was being medicated by her husband and he was poisoning her and he was, whispering into her ear and like driving her crazy while also having an affair with her and disappearing all the time, and really he's the evil one. Okay, maybe he's a shitbag. Also doesn't mean that you just off your kids. And also, what is the more logical thing to believe? That she went crazy and did what she did, or that he was manipulating the entire situation to get her to do what she did? Like, it's the line from Castle, right? The TV show Castle. Little network TV show starring Nathan Fillion, right? Where the female detective he's with, she's just like, Castle, this isn't one of your stories. Usually when we see the guy standing over the body with a bloody knife, he's the guy who did it. Usually when somebody says that they did the shit they did, then they should go to jail and get punished for the shit they said that they did. Everybody says that she did it. Now we're just arguing whether or not she was, I guess, Charles Manson into it. Which at this point, if she did it, then like Chris Benoit is not guilty of murder either, because of the roids he was taking. He wasn't in his right mind. So where do we draw the line? I don't know. I don't want to get into all that shit. I'm excited to let you know, guys, know that Daughter's Revenge 2, title you don't get yet, is under the way. Y'all missed the first book. It's available everywhere. Huge shout out to the Ripperverse getting an incredible story. Blah, blah, blah. Good on X-Wing. He's already hard working. Look at this guy. Such a hard worker, man. He's got a full-time job. He works a forge. He puts out this stuff, this content, right? Puts out all his content. And then on top of that, he's writing books, man. I've started books. I haven't gotten anywhere close to finishing writing them. One day, maybe, but nowhere close now. MAGA, you owe me an apology. Addressing the allegations. Oh yeah, Dean Withers got accused of like SA or whatever, so yeah. The quartering slips on his diet again. His diet, which includes 2 to 4 vodka doubles. The only thing he's losing his diet is 3 days a week. Jared is already letting the keto rule slide. He's back to talking about his shirts. His shits. Not his shirt, his shits. It's even worse. And Melanie Mack, which apparently that is not her real face at all. Not even close. Galaxy can't stop talking about Ahsoka. Can they? Can they? Happy 57th birthday to the brilliant Edward Norton. It's funny. One door at a time. One conversation at a time. Yeah, Marty O'Dowd, the composer original composer of Halo. Look at this guy. He's like in his 70s going out there knocking on doors. By the way, this is a very dangerous thing to do. I've campaigned door to door in suburban, not even rural, suburban Missouri. Pretty dangerous. People don't take well to you coming up to their door. By the way, security notice. So yeah. Also, please remove. Oh, I thought that was a beware of dog sign. I was gonna be like, also beware of dog. Like, getting all the signs to stay away here. Bring official statement from CyberLeak, the group behind the GTA 6 leak. Point 1, no consumer shall. Yeah, it's what I said earlier. Sony subsidiary Crunchyroll store no longer lists physical manga, light novels, manhwa, or danme for sale. They also removed a large portion of DVD Blu-rays. This follows Crunchyroll store's recent announcement to become exclusive to Manga and Ultimate fan subscribers. To Mega and Ultimate fan subscribers this month. Damn. So Crunchyroll is pretty it's pretty extortionate, pretty exploitive in terms of a business under Sony. Like that, it's one of the worst. It's one of the worst subsidiaries for Sony in terms of farming you for cash. Former Naughty Dog developer Benson Russell says Intergalactic, the Heretic Project, may need changes to avoid another Last of Us 2 situation where they piss off a bunch of fans with needless bullshit. Okay. Russell says the game has been in development for around 6 years. 6 years! And Naughty Dog's long development cycles are absolutely not sustainable. Yeah, no shit. This is costing a ton of money. He believes Intergalactic's long production could be linked to trying to fit too much story and gameplay together, saying it might need to be edited in that regard. I genuinely think these 7-year projects, you can get them back down to 5. Listen, tight, composed, good, well-written story with fairly decent gameplay, a good look, decent actual aesthetic to the game, art over graphics, right? And you got a Expedition 33 like formula. Doesn't take you that long, doesn't take you that much money. Send it out. You don't need to do this, especially when it's woke ass shit like Naughty Dog's Intergalactic is going to be. All right. We are officially 7 away from 14 in the sub. GCA, hey. Shout out GCA. Ryse, Son of Rome. Imagine a game from 2013 that's still better than games from this generation. Bro, I engaged with Ryse, Son of Rome once, and now I'm getting Ryse, Son of Rome glaze. This Ryse, Son of Rome 2 #exp. Reasonable is intent. It's happening, dude. It's gotta happen. It's gotta happen. Every GTA. Oh, I don't want to show that because I'll get hit. Look at this photograph. Diarrhea, India, heat deaths. God dang. I wasn't ready for that. If the music career doesn't pan out, she can always... I listened to this. The song actually isn't that bad. She's not attractive. She's very 80s hairband frontman, lead singer looking, look to her, which is not great. All right, let's be honest. Bassist. She looks like a bassist. But she sings well, and the song was okay. Tom Holland says Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man suit from Amazing Spider-Man 2 is his favorite. A lot of our new suit is inspired by that. No, your new suit is inspired by the comics. And that one was... Bro. All right. Finally, Clever Girl is back in stock. Oh. Cinemark joins AMC theaters. Yeah, I read that. Why would the immortal Wolverine ever wear a vest? Because it's cool, obviously. That's wild. Please be AI. Thankfully, this video and the entire social media account is AI. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Gotta win out of that one. PSA, switches are for common thugs. Flint man arrested for modified Glock. Okay. In books, Caitlin Stark was resurrected 3 days later as Lady Stoneheart, a silent, vengeful zombie, hunting down the Freys who betrayed her family. Should this have been in Game of Thrones? It should have. Also, they didn't have time for it, so I kind of know why they moved. If anything that they were going to move on from, kind of let just be, this was one of them that I thought was okay. By the way, when she was young, absolutely fucking stunning. She was gorgeous. But too many cigarettes. Too many cigarettes. Yeah. Hey. I want to shout out, man. Shout out Quartering and Mally Mac, man. Hey, look at that. True love. Definitely not AI. Christmas came early. Let the comments begin. Director Brett Ratner of Melania said that two new docuseries chapters are forthcoming to Amazon. Can't wait to share with everyone around the next few chapters. All right, so more added to that, I guess. We all claim to love big boobs, but can't handle the natural sex in X-Men in real life. Yeah, I mean, that happens. Just gotta get used to it. Phantom Blade Zero looks amazing even if it's doing the same thing we've seen in Souls games for 20 years. It's funny. Becky from marketing after her third vodka soda and the company happy. It's wild. Chick looks wild. Pretty much how every Luke Bryan song sounds. Probably shit. Not gonna play it. Alright. I'll watch some proper Lantern stuff. Thank you very much. Yeah, the cartoon's better. I gotta give it to them. The ending of Raw was pretty damn good. LA Knight deserves his title shot. Solo making himself a top guy. Yeah, I mean, they passed up on that guy for years from everything that I've heard. Forgive me, Nintendo, for I have said. God dang. It's rough. Packers 22, Seahawks 0. God. Fucking. Dang. That is a pretty massive baseball score. All right. This game, by the way, Zero Company, that's what we're going to be playing next week on the gaming stream. And I think I am going to call it here. I am probably going to buy Star Wars Zero Company, even though it's probably going to be wasted money. But we'll see. Play it. See what it's like. See if it's any good. And I'm going to stream it. So that'll be fun. It's like $50. So like not too terribly bad. And yeah, that's going to be the next thing that we play next week. This week, I don't know Tuesday what is going to be played. I might just do a chill like Manor Lord stream. Or a little sandbox game, you know? Or I might do something I don't know. Probably not going to do Fable right now. But yeah. Hope you guys have enjoyed the stream. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Hit the hype button on the VOD. Catching there. Appreciate you VOD watchers. Appreciate all you guys that are coming in, taking a look at the stream. You guys you guys are what makes this all go round. Can't do it all. Can't do any of it without you guys. Really appreciate you all. Hope you have a good night, and we will talk to you again later.